So, you've seen sort of the rise of the alt-right, or as what they really should be called, the rise of fascist white supremacists, because the alt-right is a fantastic way of rebranding, shall we say. And it wasn't surprising, to be honest, that this was going to happen. You've seen for the past couple of years far-right groups in Europe do exactly the same thing. Now, they've risen, but they've never actually gained political power or any sort of power to be able to actually adopt their crazy ideologies. Unfortunately, as we've seen from Trump's choices of cabinet picks, this happens to be the case. And I have to say, not only the Liberals, but any people who are centrist or even on the right that are worried about these people being in office, you have to fight them together and you have to present a united front. Because if you don't, you will have massive problems, certainly in the future. Because these people will put into place policies, plans that will affect negatively on not only, you know, minorities, but potentially you as well. I've already said right from the beginning of Trump, he is planning to redo libel laws so that, you know, freedom of speech doesn't protect you. As well as we've seen before, because Trump has taken, particularly, you're going to see him go after like things like the New York Times and the Washington Post. I can predict that happening already. If not, he's preparing to do so. But yeah, be careful, America, because you have let the rats into the building, and if you don't find a way to plug that hole up, then more rats are going to find their way into places they really shouldn't be allowed at, and that is at the table. And Trump's already pulling out the chair for them to sit down, and you have to be constantly on this. Even if you are on the right as well, you cannot allow these people who say such insane, inflammatory things. I mean, you had McCain say it, who's been against pretty much him from the beginning, who's literally said everything that we've done for the past, you know, couple of years to stop recruitment. When you have people like that, you're going to end up with radicals, and not only just radicals coming across from outside the US, but you're going to end up radicalizing your own Muslims, people who are on your side, who do not want the radicalization to happen. But when you treat people with hate, it festers in them, and what response do you think is going to happen? So, I hope to God, America, you really do sort out your problem. Because if you don't, it'll only get worse. And this is something that you need to be bipartisan on. You really do. And to any lefts or people who support the Democrats that are just as supportive about this, watch out for people on your side that are not strong enough to fight. If they aren't strong enough, then you need to find people who will be strong and stand up and fight for this, because it's a slippery slope. If you look at history, it was a slippery slope for any places that ended up with a fascist government. So, and you've got to nip it in the bud fast, because it is a fast slope sometimes, if history is anything to go by.